Ladies and gentlemen, Besson says U.S. has lots of options to use on tariffs. Lots of options no matter what. And then you have Lutnick predicts major Supreme Court victory. There's another article on Fox Business. Lutnick expects Supreme Court to side with Trump on tariffs. This is huge. Check this out.
And a halftime show. I mean, this was it. And there were fireworks all the time. But think of some of these questions like Justice Kavanaugh says, imagine a meeting in the Oval Office with the president where, and this was his cross-examination of their lawyer, and he says, you've said he could embargo, he could cut off trade with any country, and their lawyer said, I agree. He goes, imagine telling the president in the Oval Office, sir, you can blow up trade with this country. And he goes, that seems too much. Can I put a tariff on him and do a little less? And they say, no, sir, you can't. And Justice Kavanaugh says, that seems like a very odd donut to me. I mean, how could you let that happen? It just didn't make sense. The justices were on the president's side. You're hearing it here from me. President Trump is going to win this case.
So that is very positive. The decision, the official decision will come, what, today, tomorrow, the next day, this week, the 14th. In 2 days, is supposed to be the decision. But check this out, Scott Besson.
I was very impressed with some of them, with their, obviously broad and vast knowledge of legal history. Many of them had a very good understanding of the economic emergency, and many of them understood what President Trump was trying to do, in terms of trying to rebalance. And I think they came away understanding that the purpose of the tariffs, the revenue, the tremendous amounts of revenue that we are taking in, is coincident, and the real goal here is to rebalance our trading relationships and bring home manufacturing. So, as I've said many times before, that a proper tariff policy will be a shrinking ice cube, that we will start out with high tariffs, but as the economy gets rebalanced, the tariffs will go down, manufacturing will increase in the U.S., and our domestic tax take will go up. And I think the justices understood that quite well.
Yeah, I mean, it's to some extent, I agree with you. To some extent, the revenues, the tariffs revenues are a byproduct of this new approach to regulating imports. I mean, I think that's it. Now, did they say anything about, how the revenues, like they're going to be very large in year one, okay? Whatever your number is, Mr. Secretary, 300 billion, 400 billion, I don't know what the right number is. How do they think, if they rule against this IEPA, how do they think you're going to get rid of those revenues? How do you think you're going to turn them back? I mean, it would be a monstrous, impossible task.
Well, again, Larry, I'm optimistic, and we don't want to go into it, but I'm confident that the president's emergency powers, that we did have emergencies. The president has dealt with them. He's continuing to deal with them, and we will cross that bridge if we come to it. But I'm confident we won't have to.
Howard Lutnick, Scott Besson, confident. I'm very confident as well. Trump wins 94% of the time. He wins 94% of the time. So I'm like 90% correct in my predictions about the Supreme Court. I've been right about Supreme Court victories going back to immunity, the ballot case, Colorado State Supreme Court being overruled. Anyway, hit subscribe. Be on H.A. Goodman of almost 300,000 subs for the live stream later this evening. Thanks, everybody. Hit subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel.